I'm Brendan Miller. Thank you for joining us. Ontario Progressive Conservative leader Doug Ford made a campaign stop in Thunder Bay today. He promised to unlock the Ring of Fire should he once again lead the provincial government. Justin Hardy has that story.
The front line in our battle against Donald Trump's tariffs starts right here in Northern Ontario.
Critical minerals are key to that fight, says Progressive Conservative leader Doug Ford. Ford made a promise to unlock the Ring of Fire should he lead the next provincial government at a campaign stop in Thunder Bay Saturday morning. He committed to getting shovels in the ground faster on major projects. The first part of his plan is to urge the federal government to scrap what he calls redundant and wrong-headed impact assessment requirements.
We need them to scrap unnecessary barriers and red tape that duplicate provincial processes, raise costs, and slow down approvals for critical mineral projects in the Ring of Fire. We'll do whatever it takes to assert our authority over our natural resources, including by taking the federal government to court over the Impact Assessment Act.
Following that, Ford says he'll designate regions where multiple critical mineral deposits are present or likely to be present, including the Ring of Fire, as regions of strategic importance. He also promised to create a number of programs and funds to encourage First Nations participation. Asked if his government would ensure major projects are majority owned by Ontarians, Ford said he wants to, but Ontario needs to be open to diversifying trade.
Yes, it's always ideal to get investment directly here. The First Nations communities will always be involved. It doesn't matter who invests. But I want other countries' money. I want to bring their money into Ontario. That's what creates jobs.
Ontarians head to the polls on February 27th. To find out when, where, and how to vote, check your voter information card. If you haven't yet received your card, you can contact your local returning office. Justin Hardy, TBT News.
With the provincial election coming up on Thursday, we continue our coverage of the candidates in our region. Looking west to Kenora-Rainy River, we spoke to some of the people vying for that seat at Queen's Park. Justin Hardy also has this riding profile.
Election day is February 27th. Kenora-Rainy River candidates say they are ready to fight for the riding.
There's value in shifting gears.
If you're tired of recycled politics, look at us.
Let's make a change for the Kenora-Rainy River riding.
Anthony Leake is once again representing the Liberals in Kenora-Rainy River. He's been working at Seven Generations for about 10 years and previously ran for the Liberals in 2011, 2014, and 2022. He spoke about his main issue in this campaign.
I think healthcare is a big one. We've been seeing a lot of underfunding going on, even though budgets have been looking like it's bigger, but it's just not being delivered properly to frontline workers and people that are going to the hospital and dealing with those frontline workers and getting the care that they need. I think that's a big one.
Representing the Green Party in Kenora-Rainy River is parachute candidate John Redons. Originally from Scriber, where he sat on a number of town committees, Redons has lived in Ottawa for the past 20 years. He says he would fight to keep Northern generated money in the north.
Our royalties, the Northern Ontario royalties from our mining sector, I see a lot of it going into big infrastructure projects here in Southern Ontario. So it makes me look good to be an outsider seeing what's going on.
The Ontario NDPs have chosen Rudy Turtle to represent the party in the riding. He has served 7 terms as chief and councillor for Grassy Narrows First Nation and also ran federally for the NDP in 2019. He says affordable housing is one of his top priorities.
So that people will have a place to stay and to sleep. And also, as I mentioned, especially like with the addictions, there's lots of drugs on the streets and flowing into the community.
Progressive Conservative incumbent Greg Rickford was not made available for media interview during this campaign. The other candidate for the Kenora-Rainy River riding is Randy Ricci of the New Blue Party. Justin Hardy, TBT News.
Tomorrow we'll hear from the candidates in the Quetzanoon riding. Radon and its dangers were the topic of discussion at Mary J.L. Black Library yesterday afternoon as part of a city program for retirees. Radon is a radioactive gas that can seep from the ground into homes undetected, and it's a leading cause of lung cancer in non-smokers. Presented by Radon Safe Northwest, attendees learned about radon risks, testing, and mitigation. Company co-owners Justin Stovall and Ralph St. Jar say they wanted to bring awareness to the high volume of radon they've seen in the Thunder Bay area.
There's been some homes that have been in that we've actually had to triple check because the numbers were so high with the Canadian Radon Association. So the thing with radon is it's everywhere. It's, you know, one house can have it and your neighbor sometimes doesn't, but because it's all about what's underneath the house that produces the gas.
Really, people should test their homes. It's everywhere. It's just a matter of finding out if your home is susceptible to it.
More information about radon and testing your home can be found on Radon Safe Northwest's website. Science North is brought back its Science Festival for the 13th year at Intercity Shopping Center. This week, the week-long celebration of science was packed with exhibits, hands-on activities, and entertainment. Emma Chilton has more.
The science event is open to the public and is free for all ages. There's over 20 different local exhibitors, each displaying something unique. The exhibits showcase their science research in hands-on ways for the public to interact with. Science North's Senior Manager of Outreach and Indigenous Initiatives, Emily Curtin, says that getting more people interested in science is a goal for Science North.
Science, especially at a young age, we have seen the research and it shows that the younger they are and more excited about science, the more likely they're going to follow a career pathway into the sciences in the future. And that will help all of us with some of these big world problems that we're facing today. So we want to inspire people, spark their love of science at an early age, and get them thinking critically about all the things that are happening around them in their everyday lives.
The festival featured a main stage where science demonstrations were done and entertainers can perform. Curtin says that it's important to make sure science learning is accessible to everyone in Northern Ontario.
And so that means that we have to ensure that we can bring our programs and services to groups and communities and different people all over the North. So one of the things that we really focus on is ensuring that we're bringing our science equipment and our services and programming to First Nations communities. We also have Indigenous staff members who make sure that the science that we're bringing really connects.
Local exhibitor Devon, owner and operator of Devon's Dynamic Designs, displayed his fidget toy business to inspire other kids to love and get involved in the science industry.
I was invited here by Science North. It was very kind of them to invite. I figured it would be a good place to come and get some exposure and explain about 3D printers. I think it relates to science because there's a lot of science and the technology behind 3D printing. It's a lot of work, and the printers need some learning for you to be able to use them.
The festival will be at Intercity Mall from Monday the 17th to Saturday the 22nd from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Emma Chilton, TBT News.
The Oshki-Wenjack Education Institute recently hosted an open house for interested students and community members to explore their programs. People attending had the chance to partake in information sessions, hands-on demonstrations, and successful stories from past graduates. Oshki-Wenjack has been assisting students in rural areas for over 20 years. The Indigenous-based Education Institute offers a wide range of post-secondary programs in mental and physical health, social service, and business areas for students interested, with smaller and more intimate class sizes. Student Support Navigator Nicole Bell highlighted their extensive trades program opportunities and explains more about what they have to offer.
We offer a lot of trades programs that are 100% available in our communities, especially up north. We have a mobile trailer that has welding bays in there, electrical panels, anything that they want to learn in trades. We take up our mobile trailer, which is a mobile classroom, and the individual can learn right in the community, breaking the barriers of having to leave their community to be able to achieve a trades program or a trade certificate.
We wanted to make people aware of it, particularly high school students, to know that there is another choice for your education, post-secondary education. And from the looks of it, it's doing pretty well. It's a busy day out there, pretty exciting.
The open house also showcased Oshki-Wenjack's inclusivity, where anyone can earn a community college degree and access current funded courses in pre-health science, personal support work, and nursing. Marathon OPP caught a speeding driver doing more than twice the posted speed limit. The patrolling officer clocked this Mercedes doing 191 kilometers an hour in a posted 90 zone. The driver will now face a 30-day license suspension and no vehicle for 14 days. Thankfully, that's all this was and not a catastrophic accident.